Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Y'all might have heard it yesterday. You weren't imagining things. I did say I loved Skylanders. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about each one of them, technically in a semi-rant order. I'm going to talk about which ones I like and not like, just in case this isn't a picture. So, we're going to go in order, and I'm going to give my opinion about every single Skylander. So, let's start with the magic element, right there. Spyro, he's the first one on there because he's kind of the first Skylander ever. I just like him because he's a dragon, and of course he's Spyro. Just telling you, I'm not a Spyro fanboy. I prefer Skylanders over it. It has more creativity. And he is of, no, I already said it, they're on the magic element. He is one of the two good ones in the magic element. He's a pretty good character. He is in the starter pack, and that's kind of it. He's kind of a nothing burger if you want to think about it, because I really don't have much to say about him. Holy crap, is someone really moving upstairs? I tried to find a quiet area in my house, and there's not really any. So let's move with Double Trouble next. My finger's like right under his name. I actually do not like this character. I thought he was cool as a kid, but remember, I was a kid. So you look at him, he's just he's like one of those tiki guys from SpongeBob, but he has a staff. And he's apparently multiplying himself. He can, like, do cloning magic. He is just a really boring character. And then you got next one was Wrecking Ball. Unlike the thing that Miley Cyrus did in 2012 that got everybody ruffled. But I would think more women bought him than men because of the Q factor. Honestly, I don't like Wrecking Ball. He's kind of a something. He's just there. He's like blue and round and he eats stuff and then pukes stuff out. At this point, he's kind of like a predecessor to Slobbertooth, which was an Earth Elemental. And then the other one I do like is Voodoo. At first, I really hated him. As a kid, I really didn't like him. Like, that guy's boring. But now I look at him, he looks kind of cool. I don't know if I had the whole figure. I don't have it with me. Just letting you know, I barely have any Series 1s. I have more of, like, Series 2s, 3s, and stuff. But, yeah, Voodoo is basically a pretty neat-looking character. His pose might be a little off, but that's just Spyro's adventure for you. You'll see later on that they really did not come up with good ideas. Okay, now let's start with the Earth Element, Bash. He's a dinosaur with a little thing on his tail. I really do not like that Skylander. I always thought he was like one of the most boring ones in the world. I'm like, you have two dinosaurs in the Earth Element. You got Dino Ring and then you got Bash. I'd rather pick Dino Ring. Just letting you know, I only have like 1 to 3 like characters I dislike in each element. I could probably reassert that at the end. Oh crap. So no, this is just the chair I'm sitting on. Bash is just a boring character, I'll tell you that. He also has the same attack as Dino Ring what I had to watch a video about. It was like called basically Bash, and that's kind of it. He has fists that come up from the ground, like Dino Ring. But let's get to the guy himself, Dino Ring. That's the dude I actually wanted a Series 2 over Bash for. He never really gets any love, despite being a really cool character. He's not the best in the world. He got his move copy-pasted the Bash. He has boomerangs and he can spin them around. I just think he's also a really cool character. Even his pose is good, just like the rest of the Earth Element. But let's move on. So we got Prison Break and Terrafin next. We're going to go with Prison Break. Prison Break was actually a pretty neat character. It's actually pretty ingenious to have a golem made of crystals. It just has so much potential. Even the Series 3 knew that because they made him red. Imagine just having like a WoW power where he's like rainbow and he shoots like these rainbotic beams right at people. Be pretty neat. His pose isn't the best, but if you look him up online, he has freaking teeth. I never knew that. But then let's go to one of my favorites, just Terrafin. This dude's basically Punch the shark. He swims around, he summons baby sharks, even though he's a dude. He also punches people. But at the time when I was a kid, I actually loved him for one main reason. It was the fact he had brass knuckles when you upgraded him. You technically had 2 sets, but the Series 2 only depicted the second one. Series 3 just did a great job with how he's posed. He's got his WoW Power gauntlets on. I was like hyped as a kid. I straight up drew him on myself a couple times. And let's go to the Water Element. Let's go to Slam Bam, basically Terrafin, both forearms. People, I'm thinking basically Slam Bam They basically complained about him being slow, but his third attack, which is a waste of a slot, made him quicker. He's not really much. He's more of like skips from regular show if he worked out twice as hard. He has 4 arms, which is a really unique detail, and he's actually a pretty cool character. He is a good character. And that's basically it. I'll go to one water character I do not like, Zap. That dude is just so terrible. He's like this dragon without wings that like has this vest on that makes him an electric eel, and I'm like, okay. He's just a weird dude overall, and I never liked him at all. Even when I was a kid, I was like, what is a salamander? But let's move on from the worst to the best. My favorite Skylander is Whamshell. He's not the strongest, but he is a really good character. He can have like these combos, which is somehow semi-common. He just looks spectacular. I have his light core, but I always wanted the regular. It's a really good looking character. In the game, he looks even like better. I honestly wish I had him. I'd straight up have a video of him. And then there's Gilgrunt. This dude was just there. He's kind of like trigger happy. The fact that he was only made just because he can assist Spyro. They're basically both in the starter pack of the regular game. He shoots a spear gun, which is interesting, but other than that, it's not really much. Now we're going to move on to the complete opposite element. Fire. Igniter is actually a great idea. Having like a burning knight in armor. That's literally a great idea. I don't know if I'm making this boring at all, but I'm trying not to have such a subtle voice. Igniter's script had a flaming sword. The thing that mostly caught my eye was the Series 2. That was when I started playing, when I first got Giants. I was like amazed by how good it was. Because he had a shield on his back and he had the swax in his hand. And I was just enamored with it. I just loved the fact that he had that. So I got that and I realized, oh wait, he has a Series 1. And I looked at it and I was in love with it. But let's then go to the universally most hated Skylander, Sunburn. What is this? It's basically a griffin, but it sucks. That's basically it. Let's go to Flameslinger. This dude is just a blind elf archer. That's kind of it. Yeah, I really have nothing to say. Now let's go to Eruptor. This guy was basically made to be one, like the one in each that's popular. Like the most famous of each. You got Spyro for magic, you got Terrafin for earth, Gilgrunt for water, Eruptor for fire, Trigger Happy for attack, Chop Chop for undead, Stealth Elf for life, and whoever, we can talk about that later. But Eruptor was actually made to be a famous character. He's basically a guy who pukes lava, and he shoots lava out of his hands. At this point, it's just a lava golem. But let's go to the tech element. I think I'd be a little more intrigued about this. Because I actually fell in love with the tech element as a kid. Because Boomer was the guy who introduced it to it. Because he's actually a really cool idea. It's like a what do you say? A goblin. No, it's a troll with robotic fists that throw dynamite at people. I just loved how he looked as a kid. And I was like, and once I got him, I was actually pretty happy. He doesn't have the best moveset. He pounds the ground so he punches people. That would have been a better touch to have his metal fist punch people instead of just slam the ground. He also has that weird Irish beard thing going on that even goes down to his legs. But let's go to one that I probably have way more memories about, Drill Sergeant. I don't have the Series 1, I have Series 2. But he is straight up the character I ran. Like, I don't care about any other character except for Trigger Happy at this point, because he would have just drilled right through levels. Shoot drills, shoot that cannon on his head. He was just a good looking character overall. I think it was a good decision to have him as a Series 2. But not about the next show we're about to talk about. Yeah, Drillbot. Yeah, Drillbot's not exactly the Skylander I like at all. Because there's usually 1 to 2 Skylanders I hate in each element. Air has 3. You'll see it pretty soon. But Drillbot's basically the cybernetic dragon, which sounds awesome, but then you get to it and he's just kind of a nothing burger. They basically funneled his idea of being a cybernetic dragon. He shoots beams out of his eyes. He shoots gears out. I think he also flies. So those 3 abilities are pretty basic. He doesn't really have much to him at all. But then there's Trigger Happy. He's the 3rd guy in the normal starter pack. He was the one I actually liked. He's actually a very OP character. He still does well in like modern Skylanders games, even though the difficulty's ramped up. And what you see about him, he shoots with those golden pistols. He throws basically a safe of gold, and he can use a minigun. Yeah, once I saw that minigun, I was just hyped. I was a kid, and I saw the Series 2. I was like, let's get that. I literally got that so quickly. And he shoots a big beam out of it. I literally played with Trigger Happy probably more times than I played with Drill Sergeant. Okay, so let's go to the Undead Element. First, we're going to start with Hex. I'm pretty sure you know someone's lying if they say they have Hex and the arms aren't broken. I don't know what they did to her figure that made the posing so bad to where both her arms would always disappear, no matter if it's Series 1, Series 2, or Light Core. They always break. But other than that, she's a pretty crappy character. And then there's Cinder. I only put her above Hex because she came from the original Spyro games. Other than that, I really don't like her that much. She could be a good character, but that's kind of it. She has 2 forms of movement and shoots stuff. But the camera's over here. And then there's Chop Chop, the one that got me into the Undead Element. This dude's straight up like an Archean knight. Or, yeah, knight. He's got a sword and shield. He just looks spectacular. I got his second series, and then his first one. Like, I was straight up hyped about even having him. Actually, Chop Chop's probably one of the few characters I have nearly every thing about. Because I have Series 1, I don't have the Series Legendary 1. I have Series 2, I have Series 3, and, crap. You know, I think I just only had the base 3. I'll probably check it later. I'll check if he had more. But then there's Ghost Roaster. At first, I straight up hated this dude. Because as a kid, I'm like, this guy looks terrible. But now I actually like him, and after seeing some gameplay of him, and that one little soft spot by the Joker thing where you put him on the portal and he does that little Joker laugh, I'm like, you know what? I like this guy now. Also, he has a tail. I look back at the posing, and I'm like, what was I thinking? This looks awesome. But he's like the second character I liked. And then let's go to the crappiest element of all. This is when the writers basically had a stroke and just couldn't come up with characters. Whirlwind, what even is that? Maybe it's a dragon unicorn. Maybe just a unicorn. It is literally the crappiest character, and they brought that back for Series 2. Really don't care. But then the character that everybody's been waiting for, the one I'm tolerant towards, Tornado. I just got that one yesterday, since it was Christmas. And I was pretty hyped about it. And I think about it, I'm like, if I ever did get Spyro's Adventure and with the elemental gates, my only problem has been the fact that I would never be able to go into an air gate. But I learned to cope with it, and now I just tolerate with this guy. Then there's Sonic Boom, which sucks. And then there's Lightning Rod, who's basically Zeus. Yeah, someone on the design team probably should have scrapped that dude real quick. Why would you have a half-naked guy on a cloud? Who thinks about that? But let's finish this video off because it's already 13 minutes. People are going to be more bored than, like, the Seriatic Falls. But let's go to life. Camo, what can you really say about him? He's more like those lizards that camouflage on trees, I think. I don't really know what he's supposed to be. Maybe a dragon? I really don't understand. But he's just there. I got him yesterday, too. I got him that triple pack with Igniter, Tornado, and Camo. That's kind of where I cut this thing out back from. But I'll tell you, I just don't know what to do with Camo. Then there's Stump Smash. I actually love that guy. That's actually a strike of creative genius, too. Just have a tree of hammers. Stump hammers. That is literally one of the best things ever. And Giants, that was like one of the only dudes I only played the game as for like an hour. Because I just straight up got all of his upgrades in that span of time. Maybe. It might have been longer. But then there's Zook. He's the second guy I liked in this element. He looks spectacular. I looked at him as a kid. I'm like, gotta get him. He looked so good. He's got a rocket launcher. The posing's perfect. And he shoots stuff. People say he's a crappy character, but who really cares? He's awesome. And then there's Stealth Elf. What can I say about that? She goes invisible and that's it. She says silent but deadly, like you just farted in a crowded room as you were getting out and locked the door. That's kind of how it is. But I'll reinvigorate. So, I don't like this dude. I don't like that guy. I don't like this dude. I really do not like Zap. These two are just straight crap. That guy sucks. I don't like these two. I don't like everybody but Warnado. I don't like this guy, and I don't like this guy. So technically, my favorite Skylander is still Wham Show, but Zook looks really freaking cool. You got Stump Smash with some good posing. Not perfect, because Series 2 improved on it. But to end this off, I basically am going to go back to making videos. It might be a little, might be spaced out, but it will still be there. It won't be like last month, like November 22nd to December 24th, where you basically just got nothing, not a peep from me. I can understand because Ailerus goes on basically 20-year hiatuses and then just comes back and everybody's happy. I kind of am like that to an extent, except I don't do r/ videos. I just do videos I want to do. You know, maybe someone could give me an idea someday. Hope you enjoyed the video. I can't put my thumbs there. This is a little smaller than you think it is. But hope you liked the video. You know. Crap. Bye.